Next up is our honoree Edward K. Wendell. I'm going to present for him, and yes, round of applause. I wrestled with what I would say about Ed. He kept telling me week on week that he was working on his speech, and I figured that, well, he put enough time into it that I would spend less time on it. I just want to give you a little something about Ed and read his bio, which I think is fantastic and hilarious. It was a cold winter day last February, and I was surfing the internet on the weekend. It was gray outside, and I figured I'd Google Woodhaven, you know, figured there's a story there, and I Googled, and I saw a story on the closing of Jason's, which had been a fixture in our community for over 60 years. And when I pulled up the story, it was on this site called Project Woodhaven, and I said, I have no idea what Project Woodhaven is. It must be something from Michigan. But it wasn't. It was actually a homegrown site, and that story was there, and the story before that was a story about a snowstorm we had on January 19th, 2009 in the community. I remember the snowstorm well. It was kind of unexpected, it was sleety, it was cold, it was really nasty. And it was captured on film on a drive through a nice, beautiful, quiet Woodhaven streetscape. And I was just totally impressed. So I emailed Ed from the little attachment at the bottom of the website, and I said, I'm the president of the Woodhaven Residents Block Association. I would love to talk to you. I really love what you're doing here. We'd like to try and employ some of this modern technology to what we're doing. And he responded. And literally, within weeks, a matter of a couple of weeks, he was down covering our meetings on film and putting it on the internet. And we just thought that that was incredible. And we had decided to honor him before we actually invited him on to the board of the Woodhaven Residents Block Association. And I think the honor is very well deserved, and he is an integral part of what we're doing and what we will do. But let me just read this very great bio. As a child growing up in Woodhaven, Edward Kenneth Wendell was rocked to sleep by the gentle roar of the J train, metered yards outside his bedroom window on Jamaica Avenue. His mother Betty took him to Lewis's of Woodhaven for his first Halloween costume, and to Jason's for his first book bag, where he always took note of how many days there were left until Christmas. His father, Ken, took him to Manor Sporting Goods to pick out his first baseball glove, and used them as the model for the artwork on Rich Haven's yearly booster back in the 1970s, one of which is still visible all these years later on the front of Pop's, the restaurant door. He went to PS 97 and PS 60, where his performance in the 6th grade French fair was regarded as a comedic classic. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be funny. He moved on to PS 60, where he left behind many broken hearts. Sadly, those belonged to his teachers. A few years later, he went to Archbishop Malloy High School, where he was classmates with Joseph Adaba. It's great to see that one of them has found success and fame, and with any luck, Joe will hit it big someday. Ed met his best friend, Josephine, right here in Woodhaven, and they've been married for 21 years. Josephine, very good woman. Together, along with your childhood friend, Ramon Olivier, who's here, on the camera in the back, filming for Project Woodhaven. We're all going to be on Project Woodhaven. They embarked on the mission they became known as Project Woodhaven. Edward Kenneth Wendell now gratefully serves as the director of the Woodhaven Residents Block Association. With this, I'd like to honor Mr. Ed Wendell. Let me just read this back. The Woodhaven Residents Block Association proudly presents this award to our own Edward K. Wendell, a lifelong resident of Woodhaven, creator of the hometown project Woodhaven.com, November 20th, 2009. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very, there we go. No, that's okay, you can talk if you want. Thank you very much. Members of the Woodhaven Residents Block Association, all my friends, our representatives that have joined us here tonight, all the residents of Woodhaven. As I'm standing up here right now, I'm thinking about someone that can't be here tonight, and that's my mom. It's okay, she's home, she's not dead. So, what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, is if you would indulge me and just repeat that applause when I get on the line. Hi, Mom. Hold on a second. I called during Law and Order. No problem, okay. Maria, what time are we getting out of here tonight? We're getting out of here about 11 or so? About 11. Kind of middle zone. Or milk. Okay. No, go to a place in 75. No, I have not been drinking. Okay. My mom's a real character. You know, a couple of, that's where I get it from, by the way. It's one of the things I have to thank her for. She's got a great sense of humor. A couple of years ago, we had the electric done in our house. And I came home, and of course it was my job to fix all the clocks because they were all flashing 12. And VCR, and clock, all that. And I'm walking through the house and I'm changing them one after the other. And she says to me, she goes, don't bother with the one in my bedroom. Okay, why? She goes, it's busted. Okay. I pass through it, I see it, 420 on there. Okay, no problem. Walk in, walk in the room. Walk through the room and see it again, 420. I go, well, you know, if it's busted, why do you keep it? And she says, well, I like it. You know, I bought it at Lewis's of Woodhaven, and you know, I don't want to give it up. And sure enough, it had the little sticker, Lewis's of Woodhaven. In fact, I'm sure a lot of you have things around your house that have a little sticker, Lewis's of Woodhaven. And she says, also, it's a nightlight. You know, so I like it. Okay, so I walk through a third time, and I see it saying 420, and I'm saying, wow, you know, it's kind of weird. And I go over and I pick up and look at it. And I peel the sticker off the front that had the time. You know when you buy the clock that has the time on it? I said, Ma, how long has it been busted like this? She said, since Lewis is closed. I said, the one down in the no, the one by us. For 8 years. I figured Saturday. Now she didn't know enough about clock. You know, that night, it was kind of funny because I heard her on the phone talking to an aunt, telling her how I fixed her clock.